Hey guys, it's BD from bdoneyewear.com, my website where you can get free eyewear styling, read articles on optometry and eyewear, and also shop eyewear. So this is another answering your questions videos. I'm going to be answering the questions that I get in the DMs in a bit more detail, because typing is long and it's just long, and so this is just better, I think, for everyone. And also it means you guys can share your opinions, so it can help more than just the person who asked the question. You guys can all get involved and, you know, yeah? Okay. So today's question is, hi, so had a mate tell me that he thinks optom is a dying profession. As he said, there is now a technology out that refracts for you, so there's basically not going to be any need for optoms in the future. What is your opinion on this, please? My opinion on this is that it's really sad, because it highlights that people think that optometrists are just refraction machines, and I think the thought of that is very, very depressing. I think the thought of the fact that all your career is, or all your aim is in life in terms of your career, is to just refract, better with one or two, better with, better without. There's so much more to optometry than that, and I think people also in the public have this perception that that is what optometry is, that is what opticians do. All they do is check what you can see, and I can see, so I'm fine, I don't need an eye test. I think that the language around optometry has to change, because there's so much more than just glasses. Obviously that is a major part, and that is the part that people can reckon with, because if their vision is blurred, if they're seeing double, they can identify that something is wrong. However, your eye is an organ, and so much can go wrong with it. Not to freak you guys out or anything, but a lot can go wrong with your eyes, and that's what we're here for. We're here to check that your eyes are healthy. We're here to check that they work well together. We're here to check loads of different things. It's more than just better with one or two, can you see? Do you know what I mean? So I believe that optometry, I don't believe optometry is a dying profession. I feel like it's an evolving profession, and I feel like all professions are evolving because the world is evolving, technology is evolving. I don't think technology is our enemy. I really think that technology helps to aid. Like, we didn't have things like OCTs before, or maybe they weren't as good, or they weren't as commonplace, and now like most practices have them, and that's amazing. I'm going to be referencing a lot of optometry related things in this video. If you don't understand what they are because you haven't done optometry yet, that's absolutely fine. Don't stress about it, it's fine. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's actually fine. But yeah, so there's so many machines and equipment that we didn't have before, or that weren't as readily available before, but they are now. And I feel like optometry is moving in a direction where it's going to be the role of the optometrist to be a more clinical person, a more clinical healthcare professional. The focus will be less on how many refractions can you do, and more on taking the burden off the hospital eye service. Can we treat patients, or can we monitor patients in the community, which saves them time, which saves the NHS time, and it's a bit more comfortable. They don't have to go in and wait all day for their appointment. They can know, all right, cool, I'll come and see you every 3 months, rather than going to the hospital eye service if I don't need to. I think that is a good thing. I think the thought of us not being refraction machines is something that should comfort people. I think that's something that is good, in my opinion. So I've had people say this to me before, like, oh, optometry's dying and blah blah blah, and I think that that belittles, and it's like a reductive statement, because do you really understand what optometry is and what it's for? Do you get what I mean? I remember there was a time in second year where I absolutely hated optometry. Like, second year of uni, I hated optometry. I literally was doing it because I'm not a quitter. I was like, well, I'm here now, let me just do it. And I think that was because that was a time where I was also working part-time in a multiple, and all the optoms there just looked depressed, and it literally was like it literally was like patients in and out, in and out, in and out, conversion, conversion, conversion. And I think I just internalized that, and I was like, wow, this is going to be your life. But when I sort of like qualified and started working, I realized you don't have to make that your life. It doesn't have to be your life. Do you know what I mean? And I mentioned that in my jobs I've done so far video. Like, you don't have to just do that. I think it's encouraging, and I think it's good that the role of the optometrist is going to evolve and develop. They have things like minor eye condition services, which is like being able to see people that would ordinarily go to the hospital for like minor eye conditions. They have the IP, which is independent prescribing, which is a course you take in order to be able to prescribe certain eye drops for patients. So instead of them having to go to the pharmacist or go to the hospital or whatever, I mean, if patients need to go to the hospital, they will always go to the hospital. That service is not going anywhere. But I think referrals and waiting times are so long, and this is just commonplace within the NHS anyway, that as healthcare professionals, it's important that we are able to kind of like help pick up the slack and be more clinical in order to help with that kind of, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I don't think, bottom line, I don't think optometry is a dying profession. I think it's an evolving profession, and I think it's exciting that it's evolving into a more clinical journey, a more clinical direction rather, because it just means that there's more fulfillment. For me personally, I get fulfillment with doing refractions, of course, especially with kids, like they can't see before and now they can see, or you know, presbyopes, so people who need reading glasses and then they're like, oh, I can't read, oh, we're doing all this, and then they're like, oh my goodness, I can read. All that stuff is very fulfilling and it's great, and it will always be a part. I mean, I personally, me speaking in 2020, doesn't believe that an optom will be replaceable by a machine completely. I don't think that. Maybe, like, not anytime soon anyway. But yeah, I do think that there is a personable, you know, with patients, like the you know, the rapport, the, you know, the je ne sais quoi, the, you know, the little, you know, that you have with a patient, with a human being, that you can't get with a machine, obviously. But I just don't think refraction is the most important part of an eye test, and the fact that that is being placed as the most important part, I think that's why people then think that, oh yeah, new machines come out, optoms are going to hell. Like, I think that if you think that being an optometrist is all about refraction and that's what you're here to do, then maybe rethink your views on optometry, because eye health is so important. You guys that message me that are like 16, 17, 18 about optometry because you're considering it, knew so much more about optometry than I did before I entered. I literally went in, no research, just vibes. Like, I just applied because I didn't get into medicine and I didn't want to do a gap year, and I was like, oh, this seems alright, it seems interesting, it'll be fine. I didn't even know we had to do pre-reg year. I literally discovered that in 3rd year when people started talking about it. So I just don't think there's needs to worry about these things. I think just, if optometry is something that you want to do, then explore that and do that. If you do it and you don't like it, then do something else. You know, this channel is not to encourage you to do optometry. This channel is to explain my experiences and my point of view on optometry and eyewear and all that good stuff. So yeah, long story short, I don't think it's dying. I think it's evolving, and I think the fact that it's evolving is good. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Please, I actually really want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think. So leave comments in the description. Nope, that's me. Leave comments in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I feel like I've been on a roll. Like, I've put out bare videos in a row and I'm so proud of myself. Like, honestly, because subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot more on there and a lot more eyewear related content on there too. And visit the website bdoneyewear.com, and I will see you guys in the next video.